Hi everyone, it's March 12th, 2012, and I'm on a makeshift bed on the floor in a suburb outside of Copenhagen, Denmark. I've really fallen ill with some kind of ferocious flu. Ferocious. That kind of tells you where my mindset is. And this is where I've spent about 75% of the day. I haven't been sick for a couple of years, but I've fallen ill twice here in Europe. And that's pretty typical when you're out of your element again and again and outside during the end of winter. And in my case, when I've been around a lot of kids, I'm starting to think that perhaps instead of the pollution in South Korea, it's because I was working with kids so much that I have been sick. And this flu has kind of passed its way through the family. I did want to say on the bright side, though, that the nice thing about being sick, and I don't know if you've ever experienced it, but for me, the thing that comes about is I tend to really draw some pretty profound conclusions, and there's an awareness of things on a level that you wouldn't normally attain because you're in isolation and your misery makes you aware of things that you wouldn't normally see. And last night, basically, everything that I shouldn't say everything that I ate, but what I ate at the tail end resurfaced. And it made me realize how toxic almost everything we eat is. Now, I'm not saying this from a moral perspective or shaking my finger at someone, but today my goal was just to get down an apple. And right now I might attempt some curry as well. But at moments like this, realize how uncomfortable I am with eating meat. I've had a lot of it up here in Scandinavia because it's such a pillar of the diet, and also dairy products. Not to say that they're cheap, because they're certainly not, but relative to other things, sometimes cheese is, and it's a huge staple in the diet. I've noticed that fish is not as prominent as it was before, but probably that has to do with cost. I have been monitoring cravings, and really the only things that we naturally want are very, very unembellished, I guess might be the right word. They're not really extravagant foods. Rice, fruit, some vegetables, light amounts of meat or dairy. But otherwise, most of the stuff we're eating, we're just trying to sate some kind of desire that I don't know if it's stress related or what, but I saw a YouTube video once about going out at night on Saturdays and then people having beer and alcohol all night, which dehydrates them, and then the first thing they want Sunday morning is eggs, cheese, sausage, and so on. It's just astonishing. And I'm not saying that from a waste perspective, which is another thing altogether, but um, a lot of things were just counteracting one poison with another. And sometimes that's okay because we need a little bit of stimulation of one kind or another, but being sick makes me super aware of it. All of those things sound really nauseating right now. And then there's the matter of where you should be and what your real priorities are. And when you are pulled down, you're much more rational about where your faults and your logic lie. And for me, I would really like to be in Spain or Germany learning the language, but being struck down makes me more logical that the US is my base, and probably, even if I stay away for years at a time, that's likely where I will end up. And so what I'm trying to do here is, if you are really sick and you have this time to reflect, try not to get too hung up on the pain, because let me tell you, a flu, even your hair hurts. But it's a time to reassess your priorities. And often you get sick so that you do have time to intuit what's really going on. I always say that you lose your voice in particular when you need to do that. I haven't had that happen, but if you are in a professional capacity and you lose your voice, it means you need to slow down. Anyway, I hope you get something out of this, and I appreciate you watching. I'll go through production phases on YouTube where I'm more releasing more material, but do look for me to kind of scale this back because I feel like I have sufficient material out there at the moment. So thanks for watching and take care. Bye.